Many of you are used to not knowing what to expect from my videos, and I don't blame you. Sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I'm very articulate and collected, etc. Imagine if you studied the worst criminals and you knew facts such as 800,000 children a year go missing in the United States. Now, hold on one second. The vast majority of these children are found and brought back to their parents, what have you. But there is an atrocious, pernicious, repugnant trend of 115 out of 2,000 children missing a day being taken by strangers. It reminds me of Michelle Obama saying, "Bring back our children, to Boko Haram." Now, I think it was good. I think it's good to focus on to bring up foreign events and to try to address serious issues in other countries. But I would also say that bring back our children to all the kidnappers, to all the pedophiles. Stop abusing our children, stop taking them, first and foremost. But bring them back. It's never too late to do the right thing. Though you should have done it from the beginning, but okay. It's never too late to come clean. I made thousands of videos, and I felt it was my personal responsibility to deal with the ills in society. And you have no idea how it kills me inside. And the gang stalkers are smiling. They think it's funny that 115 children a day are taken by strangers, and 2,000 a day in America alone, go missing. They think it's funny. They think it's funny that I get upset about that. They think it's funny that I'm angry at secret societies and that nobody's going to believe me. They think it's funny that they're going to play me out as crazy because I care. Let's face it. What causes emotions? You care. If you're indifferent, you just kind of go through life like a robot. And you don't ruffle any feathers. You just do what you do, and okay. You might buy your wife flowers with a half smile. Okay. I also like to bring up that not all women are bad. I know I'm very harsh on that. The other day I was saying I'm going to not talk to them again. I was on the verge of saying I'm not going to talk to them ever again unless I have to, all over again. And I was going to make videos about them. But some women are nice. If white people think that I've targeted them unfairly, I assure you I haven't. But if that's what you think, then I apologize. And I used to put it like this in many of my videos years ago. I'd say I apologize to my white brothers. and I really meant it, I'd always say that when I started feeling bad, when I started using words I shouldn't use. I get carried away. Okay, I'm human. I get emotional. I start blaming people. Almost every time I'm blaming the right people. But sometimes I get just a little smidgen carried away. It's just very minute. Almost irrelevant, but not. What can I do? There is a very, just like JFK said, we are opposed around the world by a monolithic conspiracy. It's basically from the military-industrial complex is part of it. I can start pointing fingers in this video, but there's everyone plays some sort of role. Everyone plays a part in the New World Order. Some of us who are fighting against it, who aren't in any secret society, such as myself, are unwitting participants. Because some of the things that we're outraged about, some of the New World Order groups are responsible for that movement to address these issues. Problem solution, the Hegelian principle, as it's been said. And as such, some of the issues that I bring up will be addressed to some extent, and it won't be addressed by me. It will be addressed by the people who are assigned control of the movement by the New World Order. Many of these people are quote-unquote revolutionaries or political activists who have been in the game for quite some time. Former Panthers, former this, former that. You know, some of them have been in intelligence agencies for a long time, and nobody has really pulled their card or exposed them, and so they've been allowed to continue being activists. Okay. Some of you will say, as long as these issues get addressed. I'd also like to bring up one last thing, the microchipping. The microchipping and the children going missing go hand in hand. A lot of these security measures will help solve some of the awful problems that society faces every single day. But they will also be used against people who think like me. You know, the people who are not only feel strongly, but are willing to do something about it. It's one thing to feel one way. In a way, they don't necessarily care too much if you feel some kind of way about it, some type of way. But if you take a certain stance, they're very careful to notice what kind of stance you take. That's what matters to them. You know, they noticed my military stance, especially because the military-industrial complex is some of the most powerful people in the New World Order who are responsible for force. You know, they have a monopoly on force, and they say, hey, we have a monopoly on force. You know, don't you dare. A lot of these police officers are former military, and people talk about the militarization of the police forces, how they start having military equipment, Humvees, and certain weapons, and, you know, certain gear, tactical gear that the military uses. Okay, some of you don't know about the microwave weapons they use for crowd control. Just Google it. It's out there on YouTube. They've tested on people, and basically it's a pretty good crowd dispersal. And unfortunately, I personally do believe that in many cases they are using these weapons on political dissidents. Again, this is just from what I've noticed them doing to me. I haven't necessarily have any proof about them using microwave weapons. The closest thing to it was tinnitus. You know, I believe there's some kind of radio frequency weapon they perhaps are using. But again, this is my opinion. This is my theory based on the facts and what the experts have said and what I've seen with my own eyes on videos that the government has released themselves. The military and the police have released themselves. And then the different factions of the military have patents on certain things. In the Navy, the Army, what have you. They all have, you know, the NSA, they have different patents on these weapons. And they're using them on us, you know. They're using them on individuals. They're using them on crowds. You know, they used to use fire hoses and dogs. And, you know, we live in a different time, you know. What do you expect? You think they're going to use fire hoses and dogs for the rest of their life? Or are they going to start using microwave weapons and some other stuff, you know? Radio frequency, you know. It is what it is. It's also a lot easier for them to do that than, you know, rubber bullets and mace and stuff. You know, they don't like using that kind of stuff, you know. You could argue it's better for the environment. Anyway. Yeah. And it isn't easy being me. You know, some of you noticed it. I haven't gotten a haircut in a while, not just because they messed up my last haircut on purpose. I know some people, they play their role in the New World Order, and they might laugh along with the rest of them. But there's a part of them that knows it's a damn shame to do these things to people such as myself, who all we ever wanted was to do God's work, to do what's right. And many of us wanted to be loved, and our love life is sabotaged, and our life is sabotaged. They turn our family against us. You know, it's like they want to destroy us. You know, I have a video where I show you flat out, one of the gang stalkers says flat out, I want to destroy you. I want to use your personal pictures against you. I want you to take your videos down. They say flat out. They say, I've recorded them when they didn't know they were being recorded, saying flat out that they have me followed. They're one of the people following me, etc., etc. You know, well, what am I supposed to do about it, really? You know, you just make a plan. You stick with it. You stick with your guns, as they say, and you finish strong. Do what you do as best as you can do it. If I've offended any good people, then I apologize. All I want to do is the right thing in God's will. Thank you.